Hello everybody, this is Katrina from Flora Fibres Yarn, and as I promised the other day over on Instagram and Facebook, I'm going to show you how to make a centre pull ball using absolutely no equipment other than yourself. So if you've seen my previous video on how to make a skein of yarn from a ball using nothing more than your arm, this is an easy way to then take that skein of yarn that you've done whatever with, maybe you've dyed it or whatever, and you can now take that skein and turn it into a centre pull ball. Normally you would need some kind of ball winder, but this is a really easy way you can do on the go. You don't need to have any equipment with you, and if you don't have any equipment at home you can do this easy peasy without having to go out and buy anything. So today I'm going to be winding a skein of my lovely cotton yarn because I'm in the middle of making something which I will show to you soon once it's done. So you can take this and you want to lay it over something. Now usually I lay it over my knees, but you wouldn't be able to see it if I did that today. So the other way you can do it is by just popping it around your neck. Basically you just want it somewhere that it's not going to get tangled. So you unwind it, pop it over your neck. Now you can see the two places where it's tied. Just carefully untie those so that the yarn is just hanging free. Now make sure you don't lose one of the ends, because that's obviously where you're going to start from. So I'm going to take this end and just lay it over my shoulder so I know where it is, and I'm going to untie the other end as well, and then that one can just hang down with the rest of the yarn. There we go. There, right. We'll take this one and unwrap a little length of it so that you've got something to work with. And what you're going to do is you're going to wrap the ball of wool or yarn around your thumb. So take it, make sure you've got a bit of a tail hanging down. Let me see if I turn sideways you'll be able to see. Right. So you hold the yarn with your other fingers, and all you're going to do is wrap it diagonally around your thumb. And once you've done maybe 3 or 4 turns, you're going to twist it slightly so that you're always wrapping over the top. Twist it slightly. So this is exactly what happens, can you see there? On a ball winder, it winds it in exactly the same way. But all you're doing is doing the exact same thing, just using your thumb instead. And the more you do, the easier it becomes. You see, you get the lovely zigzag because you're wrapping diagonally. You see on the other side as well? So that's really all there is to it. You just keep wrapping. And once you're getting close to getting back to where your neck is, just unwrap the next loop. And you can see by having it over your shoulders like that, or around your knees, or if you've got an obliging person sitting beside you who you can wrap it over their hands, then that way it stops it from unwrapping and getting in a big tangle, because then that's always a pain to have to deal with. And then once you get into the rhythm, you can speed up. Just stop every few turns and twist it round. And as you can see, it keeps growing. Now the more wraps that you do, the bigger your ball is going to get on your thumb. It doesn't matter if it looks perfect and all the wraps of yarn are in exactly the right place, because we're just doing it fairly quickly, and some of it is going to end up looking a little bit messy, but it still works, so it really doesn't matter. You're not a machine, you're a person, and it works perfectly. Okay, so just keep going round and round and round, and round and round and round some more. And that's really all there is to it. Now, if you were to sit and watch me winding this whole thing, that would take quite a long time, so what I'll do is I will stop the video there. I'll finish wrapping this till I get to nearly the end, and then I'll come back and show you my progress. So that's what we're at so far. Okay, and I'm just going to keep doing the same thing, a couple of winds, twist it, a couple of winds, twist it. Okay, so I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I've been wrapping for a couple of minutes now, and you can see just how much the ball has grown. It's gotten really big now. And you can see I've continued just doing the same thing. We've got the zigzag loop. I've been twisting it as we go, and you can see all the layers there as it's been going round and round and round. And you can even see a little stray one where it's gone a bit awry, but it doesn't matter because it's still part of the same loop. Okay, Now I've got a couple of turns left to go, so I'm just going to finish it off. When you get really close to the end, you're going to want to stop doing the twisting round and round, and you're going to want to do just a couple of twists straight around. There we go, there's the last loop. So you're going to want to go straight around the centre of the ball, you see around there, and that's what's going to sort of act like a belt to keep it all tight. So you can see it's just going straight around the middle, just to keep it all in place, and then when you get to the last little bit, you're just going to tuck it under, and then that keeps your ball from falling apart. Okay, so that's it all nicely tucked under there. Now you're going to just really carefully turn it over and just wiggle your thumb out. And there you have one nicely wrapped centre pull ball. Here's the bit coming out, and all you'll do is attach this to your knitting or your crochet, whatever you're doing, and work from the centre. It's going to neatly just unravel from the middle there, and because you've wrapped it around the outside, that's going to hold it all nicely in place, and that little ball will just, well, this cake technically, the right terminology, will last you nicely, and it's not going to fall apart, because as you've been wrapping it, you should be keeping it fairly tight, so the whole thing has got quite a solid structure. I mean, you can see there, even as I press it, it doesn't really change shape, because the yarn is fairly tightly packed, just like it would be if you'd done it on an actual ball winding machine. So there you go, easy peasy, no machinery required, just yourself. You can do it on the go, you can do it at a friend's house. If you're at a yarn festival and you've just bought the perfect skein and you're just desperate to cast on straight away, now you can do it. Bring your needles, you're just set, you're good to go. So I hope you find that a useful trick. I certainly do. I've been using it a lot since I discovered it, and it's an awful lot quicker actually than going all the way upstairs, digging out my ball winder, trying to find a surface to attach it to, winding the ball, putting it all away, putting it back in the box, coming back downstairs. This actually takes less time because I can just reach over, get my skein of yarn, wind it, and then I'm done. Good to go. Alright, so I hope you find it useful, and I will see you again soon. Bye!